What is up, my viewers? You know what? I'll tell you what time it is. It is time for World of Tanks gameplay commentary. This one is a viewer-submitted replay, as per the usual, by Bondar007, driving his AMX 12-ton, in what is a Tier 8 matchup on Standard Battle for Abby. Now, kind of a bit more of a different intro, just kind of feeling like mixing it up, having a little bit of fun today. Looks like he has a 1375 on his team, his little big brother there. And yes, I realize what I just said, but you know what? Forget it. We're rolling with it. Bondar doing a very standard scout tank maneuver going into the Abbey itself, going up center road, down the 5 line, looking to take the little, well, the Abbey itself here in just a little minute. But the enemy team not sending anything, despite having quite a formidable medium tank and light tank force. Kind of surprising, if you ask me. However, very beneficial for Bondar being a tier 6 scout with what I would consider a semi-underpowered gun, honestly, and he's only got 6 APCR shells. There we go. 135 damage, 140 penetration. Granted, for those of you familiar, a T-43 there also only has about 144 penetration, and it's a tier 7 medium tank. So I guess if it does fine with it, Bondar should do fine with it. But right now he is trying to pen an IS-3 at distance with auto aim, although he did actually there fix his little mistake by manually aiming after he realized, well, this isn't gonna work. The T-43 pushing forward a little bit, and it looks like his 50 FCM ally there looking to possibly get some more shots, though it is kind of pinning Bondar in here, unfortunately. Bondar actually looking like he has some shots on this enemy T-71, who blitzed right up the 6-7 line in an attempt to possibly light artillery. Now, there is a significant number of artillery for his team, and still considerable artillery for the enemy team. His team has 2 tier 7 and a tier 6. The enemy team has a tier 8 and a tier 6. All of those should be respected. The T-71 looking like he's going to want to try and move out and move up in spot. It looks like Bondar's team actually has an AFK tier 8, the T-44. And that is always unfortunate whenever you have an enemy that is, I mean, an ally. It's fortunate when the enemy does it, but not so much when your team does it, when you have an AFK top tier vehicle. The T-71 looking like he's skirting around trying to figure out what's going on. The FCM will get the kill on the T-71, while the Love gets the kill on the IS-3. Bondar in a world of hurt here if his team cannot come to his aid. The FCM 50-ton there still alive. I got mixed up in my own recollection of his name, if you could not tell by me calling it by the incorrect designation earlier. It's just been so long since I've seen one of those vehicles. You see so many more CDCs at the moment, and Bondar here may die if he is not cautious. He will get shot by the Tiger 1, but away in time to not get wrecked by the ISU for, well, the rest of his health. The 4502 Alpha can hit him hard enough, but he gets the final kill shot. He knows the ISU just fired because, well, it was what helped bring the demise of his 50-ton ally. In the ISU here, trying to play it smart enough, Bondar could actually be a little bit exposed. It looks like the tip of his turret might be poking through. Now, not so much. And the ISU, knowing that he's got to be, well, pretty much careful here as the Tiger 2 ally. Now it comes in to save the day, and the ISU is pretty much boned and has no way of escape. Bondar just playing a little bit of ring around the rosy. The ISU gonna die, but maybe not before Bondar does. This Tiger 1 on the enemy team wanting to kill him, and it has a very fast rate of fire. Will shoot again, but it looks like it either missed or switched targets to the Tiger 2. The artillery killing the KV-3 that was pushing up the 5-6 line. I'm sorry, it's definitely more the 6 line. And it looks like the 1-2 side of the map, the western front, under much threat. All that remains for Bondar's team over there is an MT-25 and an Indian Panzer, with some base defenders being the Yog Tiger and the Su-152, as the Love and IS push up around the northern tip, and the Comet and Tiger 1 push up through the hills. The ISU did manage to survive. It looks like the Tiger 1 did help commit to saving his ISU ally from the Tiger 2, although the Comet probably had something to do with that as well. And the Indian Panzer pushing on forward. Bondar's team losing significantly enough in terms of hit points, managing to get the kill shot on that T-34-85M before it killed him. And Bondar looking to possibly kill some arty here. He's definitely on the scout run, driving a little bit erratically, as I would describe it, to hopefully not get derped by those artillery cannons who are well aware of his presence as he approaches the base, mostly thanks to that T-34-85. It looks like the M44 here is aiming in on him. Bondar driving back and forth in hope to dodge a shot, and it will fly high. Good news for him, not so much for that artillery player. And tank advantage favoring Bondar's team, 9-8. ISU 152 in the middle taking the shot, but thank goodness his tank is so small. Definitely a contributing factor to that miss. Plus, it's just mobility and semi-rapid movement speed. I want to call 40 kilometers per hour all too blazingly fast. Firing at that ISU, maybe not a wise decision, because whatever camo he has that would have made his tank disappear, possibly that shot, removing it and getting him spotted again. As far as I can tell, he doesn't have Sixth Sense, as no signs have gone off. His team really needs to do something to come and save him if he is going to accomplish anything taking on this enemy team. The Tiger 1 having fallen back to base, very risky there, falling out from his cover in an attempt to get a shot on a full health Tiger 1 when it was just one shot from that Tiger 1 that would have killed him. The T-44 will go up into the mid, possibly kill this ISU 152, but I mean, it's going to take two shots from the T-44 and one shot from that ISU to kill the 44. So yeah, there we go. That pretty much went out just as predicted. The ISU had a very easy kill on its hands, unless it unfortunately tracked him. Looks like the Common or Tiger, one of the two things, shot at him, because they did have spotting range. They did have him lit, so that definitely a bit risky. An enemy IS drowning. Well, isn't that all just fortunate and dandy? The enemy ISU still in the center, last spotted, and he is falling back to base defense to, one could speculate, be eyes for his team, calling for help from his teammates, but unlikely they're going to be able to provide much. However, at this point, I would say their best hope is to fall back and try and protect their artillery, although it looks like that's not going to be too much of a realistic possibility here, as the M4043 did just kill their Lorraine 155-50, probably because he was spotted. And that does not bode well for the rest of the friendly artillery. They're the SU-14-1 just chilling out beside that Lorraine. Probably the ISU is right here in the middle, facing his base, hoping to catch him off guard. Not sure what that enemy ISU was doing, but it will get him killed. And it looks like that T-44 was able to get off one shot for damage. The Tiger 1 certainly not in range. And the Low, not exactly sure where he's chilling right now. Last spotted Bravo 2, and probably going to be up to that Jagdtiger 88 to take him out. But the Comet, last spotted heading for the enemy base, probably heading up towards center in hopes of killing Bondar. Bondar only has 5 rounds in the clip, and he did explain one thing to me in my email that will be evident shortly enough. He is not aware he only has 5 rounds left in total of armor piercing. So he tries to reload, and in an attempt to figure out what is wrong and fix his tank not reloading because he fails to notice he only has 5 shells, he fires into a wall hoping to fix the glitch, which he thought was a no reload glitch, but then eventually took notice that his tank just simply did not have the shells. Looks like this Comet hanging out pretty, calm, relaxed, chill, getting shot and falling back, but not before taking another hit. The Low pushing up the 2 line, and the Tiger 1 still very much alive, although significantly more hurt than what he used to be. The Jagdtiger 88 getting aggressive, and it is heavily in favor of the enemy team now. It is their game to lose at 11-12, and about a little over 1,000 hit point lead. So certainly advantage enemy team, advantage red, and Bondar here, not exactly in a carry tank, although he's been doing a very respectable job with 4 kills and over 1,400 damage in an AMX 12-ton in a tier 10 match, firing mostly AP. And there's the shot at the wall I was just talking about. that he explained to me in his email. Jagdtiger 88 very much capable of killing this enemy Tiger 1. The question is, will he, or will it go to Bondar's artillery? The Comet last spotted Juliet or Joker 3. Typically, it's easier to say Joker. It's 2 syllables. And Bondar possibly going to get the kill on this Tiger 1 before his artillery does. 1-shot bounce with APCR, 2-shot bounce with APCR. Maybe shot number 3. There we go. And shot number 4 goes wide. Shot number 5 will be the kill. And all he has left is 1 round of APCR and 2 rounds of AP. Not even enough to kill the remaining enemy targets. Maybe enough to kill the artillery if he's smart about it. Yeah, but he says 3 shells, and even that's not an accurate representation, just because he cannot have all 3 shells loaded at the same time. He goes for the smarter option, though. Goes for the 2-shell magazine of AP, and goes out to do something. That's a total of 270 damage average in his clip. So I'm pretty sure that's not even enough to kill that artillery piece. He's saying he'll go cap. Very ballsy, probably the necessary maneuver. Hit points, however, now favoring his team. Tank lead favoring his team as well, but both are just by a very narrow margin, and it is really anyone's match. And he's saying 3 shells help K, and kill Artie. He's like, negative, I can't. I literally don't even have the damage to do so. And he literally can't even. The comment, probably having spotting range on him. Oh, definitely having spotting range on him. Going way wide. And that was a replay glitch. That was most likely a replay glitch. The Su-14-1 coming in to save his tanks. Sorry, little skinny French backside. And all that remains is the enemy artillery. Whether or not they'll get a lucky shot off at Bondar here, anyone's guess. If I was that enemy artillery, I would go up and I would try and take the kill. But you know what? He's asking for the reload on artillery, and he says about 20 seconds, and he is pinging the map again, not showing up, saying Kilo 8 is where he believes enemy artillery to be. But the pings also seem to not be working for the mini-map as well. Again, I think it's just the side effect of having an older game client, and probably something to do with the fact that this game client still does have mods installed from that version as well, and XVM is a part of that, and all that fun stuff. So again, probably some little glitches here and there you're going to have to bear through until we get to 9.9. Holy jeezum, that is where that artillery was. Was not even aware that was a location. But artillery literally cannot aim down low enough to kill him. Don't know what the point of that shot was. I mean, theoretically it could have lobbed like that, but the barrel wasn't indicative that it was a significantly high chance. And hey, the enemy artillery doesn't know he only has 2 rounds left in the clip. So Bondar just kind of bluffing, getting himself invader, 5 kills and over 1,600 damage. Very well played, sir, but let's go to those post-game stats and see the exact performance of both teams. And as you can see, earning himself Mastery Badge, Ace Tanker, a mark of excellence, maybe more. Oh, yeah, 1 mark. It actually can tell me. I was going to say, I'm not sure if it does the same thing the game does. Earning himself Invader, which we of course knew was coming, and just overall, very, very respectable. Let's go to the post-game team little stack up here, and it looks like his artillery definitely having a good match. And again, I've said it once and I'll say it this time as well, artillery is heavily RNG dependent, and yes, there is a certain degree of skill, but the fact of the matter is it is at best 50% skill, and that's not to detract from an arty player who has been accustomed to and learned how to play an artillery piece effectively. But at the end of the day, with how large your aim circle is and how many times you miss and whether or not your high explosive shell lands where you want it to and how much damage it does, so RNG dependent, but still, it's always nice when your artillery has a good match because it helps your team win. And as close as this match was, it was certainly needed. Still, win by capture, obviously. The 40-43 not coming out to try and take on Never Aim. I'm sorry, not Never Aim. The previous match has got me a little mixed up. A lot of times I do these recordings in tandem with each other, one after the next. But Bondar here and his AMX 12-ton actually stacking third for his team, with his AMX 1375 ally stacking at the bottom. So the T-44 was obviously AFK, and the KV-3 just got wrecked by, well, a lot of things, but I can't recall exactly what killed it in the match. I actually did make a short comment about it during the match, but don't recall. But then again, it's of little importance. Still, very, very respectable. He actually stacked second when compared to the enemy team, and overall, really not that many players above him, and that is considerable when you take into account it was a tier 8 match and he was bottom tier. So kudos to you, my friend. Well played. 27 shots fired, 19 direct hits, only 14 of those penetrating. Not exactly great hit rates, but I mean, such is the way of World of Tanks, as I've said many times before. In fact, I should probably quit saying it. Damage due to players' assistance over 1,300, so also very respectable. Capture points 100, well, we all saw that coming. A lot of distance traveled, and in the end made a decent profit, and a decent amount of experience. Would have been more, as always, with premium, but still definitely very well played. Kudos again to you, good sir. And I'm gonna pretty much call that a wrap up for this game, so thank you for watching. If you haven't noticed, I've pretty much stopped saying like and subscribe, because you know what, it's redundant. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it regardless of me saying it. So in case you're wondering where that went, well, I decided it was fat that could be trimmed. And also I kind of want to, and right now I'm rambling on, as I typically do in these post-game stats, because it's usually my time to what is the word I'm looking for? It's an EX word, but whatever, you know, kind of go into more detail, into my thoughts on the match, on the video, on the commentary, but I kind of want to cut that out too. I want to streamline this to where it's not so much of random ramblings. Unless you guys like it. I don't know. We'll see. I might be narcissistic and enjoy the sound of my own voice, but I doubt very much so that you guys do. So hopefully you guys will see my videos continue to improve as, well, the months and possibly years go on, as the videos come one after another. But anyways, this has been Spang, and clearly I am just oh so professional. Until next time, everybody.
MLG Dynamo!